Hello everyone, it's me Jem, and it's time for a new MTG Arena vlog number 2. Hi everyone, it's me again, Jem, and for a while hindi ako nakapagawa ng deck because for some reason I'm having error downloading MTG Arena, but now I have downloaded it. So we're now going to try a deck that I brewed. It's called Monogreen Ugin. So it's a very interesting deck, and because of heroic intervention, I think Monogreen has a fair fight with today's standard meta. So without further ado, let me show you the list of the cards on the deck. Let's take a look at it. Alright, so because of my stupidity, I was not able to mute the game sound. So the game sound is actually overpowering my voice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just reiterating what I said here. So we're going to take a look at the mana dorks that I use here. First of all, Gilded Goose is very important. It's a very nice card to have. Then we have Tangled Florahedron. The Tangled Florahedron serves as a land base and of course a creature, a mana dork. So it's very situational. It's a utility card that you can use in very special situations, especially in your opening hand. Llanowar Visionary is also one of the most powerful cards when it comes to dorking, or because it helps you ramp and of course draw a card. It's a combination of Elvish Visionary and Llanowar Elves. So those are the dorks that we use, and of course Gilded Goose. So that's Gilded Goose, Tangled Florahedron, and Llanowar Visionary. So those are the mana dorks that we're going to use. So let's take a look at the spells that we use. For this one, Heroic Intervention, and like I always said, Heroic Intervention gives Monogreen a fair fight against those control decks, because it helps you gain hexproof and of course indestructible. So whether it's exiling or destroying your creatures, like board wipe, it's help you save your creatures, all of your creatures. So we have Inscription of Abundance. It's a utility card that has 3 options, and when you kick it, you get to choose two of them. So 2+1/+1 counters. Target player gains X life. It can save you with mono red, and target creatures you control fights target creature you don't control. Also a removal as well. So it's a pump, a gain life, and removal. And of course, Citizen Training. Citizen Training is a good card that you can have in your deck to give trample to those creatures, those big creatures that you wanna do an alpha strike with. So napaka useful niyan. Plus you can draw a card. So we have the Great Henge. Of course, very important for Monogreen for you to have draw ability, and the Great Henge gives you that by casting more creatures. So more creatures you cast, the more cards you draw. So let's take a look at the creatures that we're using. We have Yorvo, Lord of Garen Brigg, that would benefit from you casting more creatures, because it pumps itself up. We have Nylea, Keen-Eyed. Of course, Monogreen needs a god. We have Questing Beast. It's a good planeswalker killer. And we have Ashaya, Soul of the Wild. So more ramp ability. We have Iron Scale Hydra. We have Elder Gargaroth. Return of the Wild Speaker is also one of the cards that I put here, because you have a lot of non-human creatures that you can pump when you can do Alpha Strike with, and also you can draw cards. So it will replenish your card. Let's say you don't have a Heroic Intervention in your hand and your opponent's about to board wipe, you can at least replenish your card and cast more creatures. There you go. So after this, let's take a look at some of the key cards here, like Feasting Troll King, where you can you can reanimate and put it back directly to the board game. So of course, your gilded geese will help you create more food token. Yeah. So, Wildwood Scourge is one of the creatures that I put here because one of its ability can benefit from Yorvo. So when you cast Yorvo, and then Wildwood Scourge, whenever a +1/+1 counter is put in Yorvo, it can also have it can add more +1/+1 counters. And also some of these cards that you have here, like Inscription of Abundance, can help you with that. It will benefit from those cards. Yeah, so let's take a look at the mana. So I only put 3 Castle Gathering Break because they enter tapped. So, and 17 Forest. Why did I do that? 17 Forest and 3 Castle Gathering. It's because you have Tangled Flora Hedron. They also serve as a land. So they can help you manage your land, especially in the opening hand. So if you get at least 2 of them in the opening hand, you can cast one of them as a land, and then you can cast one of them as a creature. So that's why it is very important for the Monogreen deck that we're doing. So let's take a look at the Planeswalker. We have Garruk Unleashed. Of course, he is a utility planeswalker that helps aid the creatures. Yeah, and it will also help the creatures to trample. It can create the beast, and then it also help create a trample ability. So Vivian Monsters Advocate, of course, with the name itself, Monsters Advocate. This is a very good, powerful planeswalker to have if you want to ramp up casting more big creatures, and of course Ugin the Spirit Dragon. So let's take a look at the sideboard here. So we have Destiny Spinner. Destiny Spinner is what we're going to use if you're up against control decks, anti-counter, and of course Scavenging Ooze for those Uro. For those who for reanimator decks, you have Scavenging Ooze, and you have Sorcery Spyglass for Planeswalker users. We have Citizen Petitioner for Mono Red, yeah. Arista the Endless Web, that is also for control decks. We have Gemraiser for decks that use a lot of artifacts and enchantment, and of course Stonecoil Serpent for multicolored decks. There you go. So now you have the list of the deck. Let's take a dive and use this deck. Let's test it. So let's go traditional standard grand. Right, so we have a Chinese character for an opponent. Is it Chinese or Japanese? Looks Japanese. Okay, so let's play first, of course. On a green. Yeah, I think it's a very good hand, pero we only have 1 land. So let's mulligan. Let's mulligan this one. I'll take a chance and play this. Alright, so you only have 1 land, but you have 2 Tangled Flora Hedron that you can use, one as a land drop and the other one as a creature. So that's why I'm saying it is a very good card to have. So what we're going to do is we put Nylea um, there. Put my layer there at the bottom of the deck, and we're going to put down Tangled Florahedron as our initial land. See how important that is? It will curve very well with Tangled Florahedron because you'll be able to strategize whether you're going to use it as a land or you're going to use it as a creature. So you see that we use the Tangled Florahedron as a creature on second turn, and on our first turn we use it as a land. So it's a very good way to maximize your opening hand and strategize whether you're going to use it as a land and as a creature. I think it's one of the best things that Wizards did. Although they killed my Tangle Florahedron. But no worry, we have Llanowar Visionary. See that? We get to draw a card, and we got an Elder Gargaroth that we can cast next turn. If they did not, let's say, assuming they did not kill Llanowar Visionary, we'll be able to use, we'll be able to cast Elder Gargaroth. And of course they play Uro. What can we expect? Third turn. That's a good thing because we can play Elder Gargaroth. Ta-da! Okay, so now that our the Great Henge is heavily discounted, we can cast it next turn. And the fun begins. Okay, so I think the first thing that we need to do is cast the Great Henge because it's very important. There you go. And unfortunately, this game has got disconnected for some reason. Yeah, and so it's one of the problems that we're having here in MTG Arena. It always disconnects. They have a lot of updates, so I have to restart the game. And I believe that has been restarted, and we're back. There you go. After, I think it was 5 minutes because it has to load. So we missed a turn. As you can see, we missed a turn, but we still have a fair fight here, even if we miss a turn. So what I did is I removed Omnat after he cast Winota. So remove Omnat before it creates any more damage. So let's remove Omnat. Go. Okay. So what we're going to do is let's cast the next Elvish Visionary so we can draw a card. And let's cast the Questing Beast so we can draw a card again. See that? Lots of card drawing here. Let's attack with both. Elder Gargaroth. We don't need that, so let's draw more cards because we haven't put a land down, so we haven't dropped the land. So let's draw a card and voila, a land. Let's play land and pass. Okay, it's taking time for him to think. Um, it's not a lot, so we'll just take the 5 damage. Okay, so now we have heroic intervention. So I think this guarantees the victory because if he's on 13, his life is on 13, and I think this will be game if we attack with everything. So let's just attack with everything and do nothing and just wait for it. And I think we just create a 3/3 beast for security. And let's go next. So that gives him a priority to do something, and what he's going to do is, I believe, kill one of the elves. As you can see, it's lit, and he casts a Bone Crusher Giant to kill it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pump that, put 2+1/+1 counter, and fight the other one with his blocker. We're gonna use the Gargoyle to fight his blocker, so that would be so the damage would be lethal. There you go. Have resolve. Damage is lethal. And that's game number 1 to us. Okay, I believe I made a mistake here with sideboarding because I should have put Stone Coil Serpent. But that's what happens when you're testing a deck. Sometimes you don't know which sideboard to put. What I should have done is put Stone Coil Serpent. Instead, I only put Scavenging Ooze in the deck for Uro. What I should have done is put Stone Coil Serpent for the Minota. Okay, so let us remove your ball in. So that we can remove Uro from. Let's go from the board. See how powerful green is, and that's missing a Okay, so that's a good hand to keep. 2 Gilded Geese in 2 mana, 2 forests in hand. Okay, so that's a good thing. We can ramp up using the Tangled Florahedron on our second turn. Oh, Lotus Cobra. I think it's something that I can use in this deck. Let me know in the comment section for more improvements on this deck. Let me know what you think we can include here. Of course, I'm open to suggestions. Your suggestions are very much welcome. If you have any suggestions on what to put in this deck. Ayan. So let's start ramping up. Hopefully we get another land, or our Mana Dork is not killed, so we can ramp up to Vivian. Okay. Third turn, Winota. That's a little bit of a problem. But of course, we just take the 2-1. Okay, that's fine. We weren't able to ramp up to Vivian, but we have Garruk, so we can create a 3/3 green beast for blocker and no attacks. Right, so we're waiting for him to do something, anything. Gasland or a Visionary. I guess with Winota deck, those little creatures are all disposable because the important thing is that you attack with them as non-human creatures, and then you can get something from the deck to replace them. Okay, so we only have 3 mana available, so let's just use the citizen tactic and put it in one of the gilded geese, so we can get rid of the Lotus Cobra. Therefore, it's less chance for him to be able to get something from the deck. And let's just +1 Garruk so he wouldn't die. And let's tick up Garruk. And
this.
Next, we're going to attack.
Ang tapang ng decoration.
Okay, now he's searching for a creature to... Okay, so he's got Kenrith, so there's a little bit of problem there. We haven't ramped up yet for that. So I think this is game for the opponent. I think. Even if we create another beast, this is game. So what we're gonna do, you can just give the creatures trample. So let's see how this is going to play out. Yeah, as expected, give everyone trample so that I am down to 3. Okay, and the third land I have here. And I think cast 1
Unfortunately for
Garruk, beast, and I don't think that's enough to survive. So we're just going to not attack and see what the opponent has to do. All he needs to do actually is just to attack, and that's it. But I think that's it for us. So yeah, that's the attack is going to be lethal. So let's just concede here. So let's concede because he's gonna give the creatures trample anyway. All right, and let's go to game number 3. Let's concede. You know, I don't like it when people are like, when you're playing in arena and then they would just take time, although they know that they don't have any more chances of winning, and you know the attack is lethal. They would just stay there and use up their timeout. That is not nice. That is so rude. Because you're not only wasting his time, you're also wasting your time. Let's just move on to the next game. That's the polite way of playing. And I know you won't see your opponent, you don't see who they are, but of course, in principle, that is still a reflection on the person. I know you're just trying to do it. I mean, I'm guilty of doing it sometimes, but I changed. So let's go to game number 3 and let's watch this. Of course, first turn Gilded Goose, always the best way to go. First turn Gilded Goose. Okay. Of course, second turn we're gonna use Tangled Floral Hedron and Gilded Goose to ramp up to hopefully a Shaya. Assuming they won't kill any of the dorks. Assuming they won't kill the goose.
Manalo si Ashaya. I love Ashaya. Diba? Let me know in the comment section if you love Ashaya.
Okay, and as expected, as you can see, the Tangled Flora Hydra is lit, so it's being targeted. That's okay, at least we are going to be able to cast Garruk and create a beast.
I am predator, you are prey. I like animals.
Yeah, the good thing
better
about
than
the geese, if they're there and you have a Shaya, you can use them as mana dorks as well. Although they're 0/2, you'll still be able to block a 1/1 creature. And of course, with your Ashaya, you can use them as a hero. Okay, so the opponent is also ramping up, so opponent use Jorel. Okay, so let's cast Castle Garen Brig in put a +3/+3 on this beast and attack. This is just trample. Of course, the opponent doesn't want to block that, otherwise it's pointless. Let's cast Llanowar Visionary. Okay, so a land. So that means we'll be able to cast a Shaya no matter what. Pressure Giant. And he cast Kenrith.
Okay, so dork for dork.
So dork for dork, it's not a bad trade. So because we'll be able to cast a Shaya anyway. So let's do that. Let's cast a forest. Let's use Castle Garen Break to get 6 mana, so we can cast both the Ashaya and the Scavenging Oops, and we get to eat one of the creatures in his graveyard. So let's eat one of them. Of course, we're going to eat Lotus Cobra. Nom nom nom. Okay, so that's +3/+3. Alright, so next turn, let's create another beast. So let's put 3+3/+3 on that. Of course, he won't block that, otherwise Kenrick's gonna die. And we have blockers. We have Scavenging Ooze and Ashaya. And I think if next turn he wasn't able to remove Ashaya with Garruk, it's going to be lethal.
Trample she deserves. Mother Nature is a phenomenon. You don't want to mess with it. It's a Mother Nature is an entity. It's too late. What are you gonna do?
And that is the Monogreen Ramping. We're not able to use Ugin, but as you can see, even just the green creatures, they're already powerful enough. Of course, with the help of Garruk and Vivian. So,
And I hope you enjoyed watching that. And I'll create more these type of easily brewed decks dito sa MTG Arena. It's just this Monogreen, I find it very powerful because of heroic intervention, and of course some of those planeswalker that help the creatures such as Garruk, Vivian, and Ugin. So yung mga dorks, they're very powerful. But what do you think? Please let me know in the comment section below. How can I improve this deck? So of course, I want to hear what you think about the deck. I want to hear what you want me to add in the sideboards, ayan, para matulungan natin. And then we're going to revamp the Monogreen deck with your help, of course. So help me out. So put all your comments on the comment section. And of course, if you want more videos like this, please like, subscribe, and share the channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified if I created another video. But thank you so much for watching and have an awesome day. Bye. At the Panda says hi.